Hi, on this video I want to cover the dissection tool that you will have access to. So on the screen you will notice that this is your primary screen for Moodle, and as we go through this you're going to notice this tab over here. Okay, so you just click on this tab and then that will open up the anatomy program called AP Revealed. Okay, and this is the dissection tool. This is your opening screen that you will first see. The first thing I want you to do when you're just starting to look at this program is to take a few moments and look at a few help videos. And those help videos are located in the bottom right hand corner where you're seeing this area. So the first thing that you want to do, look at the program overview. It gives you an idea of what to expect, and then don't worry about the course builder. That's what I did. This is what you want to start with on this one, and so forth. So let's just open this up just to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. This opens up
Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology Revealed. Before you begin using this program, it's important to understand how the information is presented. This short tour will help you get started. The program is organized by modules, similar to chapters in a book. Within each module, you'll find several study areas.
Well, I don't want to have to let you watch the video on my video. Okay, you don't need to do that. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is to go through that just to give you a general orientation to the software, to the program itself. Now on the part that I'm going to discuss is going to look at some of the more specifics once again. As the help videos have already shown you, the first thing that you need to do is to select a module. I'll come back to the My Course content here in just a moment. So let's first look at select the module, and you click on this. And this will open up a variety of different things. So these are going to be associated with the lectures that we have in class or the lab work that we do. So if we're going to come through here and we just select a module, and let's just choose the muscular one here, you will notice different tabs here. There's not all tabs will have all four. Some will have 5, some will have 3. Okay. The different ones here are different things that you have access to. There's a dissection tool, which we will look at. There's animations. There's histology, so you're looking at tissue level, so you're looking at something under a microscope, essentially. There's a quiz, and then there's a fourth one that's available if there's imaging studies. So this would be like an MRI or an X-ray, that those may be on it as well. So let's first, since we're under the muscular system, let's first look at the dissection tool. You just click on that, and it shows nothing, essentially. You have to go through, select a topic. Okay, so you can find what you want to look at on this one. So let's say head and neck. I believe that's even what was on the help video. Now we have to select a view of this. So if you want, let's be consistent with what they just did. Let's just did a lateral view, and this takes you up to the first screen. Okay, on the left you see a variety of muscles that are listed. Okay. And then on the bottom we have these sliding bars. Now again, these layered sliders, okay, goes from superficial to deep. Those are the terms that you're going to soon recognize in the first week, but it goes from your skin down to your skeletal level. Then if we start doing this, we can start melting away or dissolving that layer on the picture. So if you look at the picture, I'm going to start dissolving the outer layer away, and you can see that the skin is or has been melted away. This is your first layer here. If we were to melt away the next one, you'll see that this muscle in the front of the neck is also going to dissolve. Okay, and you can do these with all the different muscles on this one. So as you can see, and it takes you all the way down to the deepest level, which is the skeletal level. Okay, so this helps give you some kind of an idea on where different things are at. You've got these little buttons here. In this case, it's just on layer 2 and 3. And if you click on that, it will put a pin in the muscles that are located on that layer. So you can see one's here, one's down here. You can hover over it. It tells you the muscle name. If you click on the pin, it will highlight it. Okay. On the left-hand side, you'll look at different things here. It gives you the muscle name. It gives you the action of the muscle, the origin and insertion of the muscle, and what innervates, what nerve goes to that muscle. Okay. We won't need to know all of those. In the lab book, it will specify which muscles and which actions that I want you to be aware of. Okay. Since we have this picture up, let's look at a few different things on the right-hand side here. And this is just your highlight color. So you can pick out different colors that you want, whatever you would prefer. We have an arrow. So if you look at the picture, the arrow goes on and off. We have very highlighting. You can turn highlighting on and off. You can also copy this picture, okay, and save it. So you would just basically, this is a little snapshot image of this. Another way of doing this is if you're on a PC, I'm not sure about Mac, but if you're on a PC, there is also a program. I'll tell you what, let me open it up here. This is not part of the program. This is part of my computer, which is on part of all your Windows computers or PC-based computers. And this is what's called a sniping tool. Okay. And what this does is it allows you to take snapshots of something as well. So I'm going to just click on new. So if I want to, it kind of fades it out a little bit, but you can see we have that cross mark. So if I just wanted this picture, it highlights it, and then you can take this, open up Microsoft Word and paste the picture in. You can highlight different things, you can write on it. So there's a few different things that you can do with that as well. Okay. Again, that's not part of the dissection tool, the AP Revealed. That is a separate program that you can use on anything for that matter. Okay. A couple other things that I want to look at here. Okay, well, we have imaging or animation, just to show you this. So if we want to look at animation of skeletal muscle.
Skeletal muscle is responsible for
it just goes through that and helps explain. So you can look at various muscles. So if you want to look at let me just figure out a different one. Let's do gastrocnemius. Okay, that's your big calf muscle. Kind of shows you what the action is for contraction of this one, flexion of the leg. So that's how those work. The histology, select a topic. So once you open this one, you have to select a specific topic on here. So let's look at a skeletal muscle. Well, let's look at the striations of skeletal muscle. And once we get into this, you're going to learn about this one. And there's different parts of the muscle. And what you do is you just click on the different things and it will highlight things. So we just highlighted the entire skeletal muscle fiber. If I wanted to just look at the nucleus of a cell or the A bands of cells, it will highlight different things. And again, on the bottom here, it tells you more of the specifics of that. The next section here is a quiz. And the quiz, again, always come over to this region here. You have to pick it up, pull up the structures that you've had listed. Let's say if you want them head and neck, and you have different types of questions that you can use. Okay, let's say you just want to do, well, let's just do click to identify. And we have identify all the different muscles. So it wants you to know where's the temporalis. Let's see. There we go. Okay, down here it will say correct. Going further down, you can see how many questions are in this. There's 1 out of 8 questions. You've got 1 out of 1 right so far. So, hey, it's nice to have your anatomy instructor getting 100% on a question. Okay. You can either end the test now or go to the next question, and now it goes to the masseter and so forth, okay? Let's exit out of this one, and you can save your results on this one. Currently, you can print these out. Currently, I don't have any quizzes set up for this. I might do that down the road, and in which case you could print these off, bring them in, and then that would be a graded assignment for you. So let's close this one. And there's sometimes another tab here. Let's see, cardiovascular might have it. Okay, so this other one is an imaging tab, okay? So if you pick on an imaging tab, and let's do head and neck, and let's do an angiogram, okay? This is just a different type of an image. You're not going to see anything like this on a test. Sometimes you'll see an x-ray that I may put up that's highlighting. It's just a different way of looking at the structure than a fake model, okay? So let's get out of here for a second and let's go to the My Course content. These are regions or structures in the body that can be found in your lab manual. Most are there. I can't guarantee all of them are there because there's quite a few structures, so I may have skipped over some and inadvertently not seen them. So always use your lab manual, and if you don't see it on My Course Content button, go to this, see if it's on this list, and then you can search for it yourself. So let's go to the My Course Content button. Just click on that. What you will see initially is probably this screen, okay? That's what you're going to see where it's opening up to a default list. The list that I've made up, you have to add it to yours. So you want to add or delete a list here. And the last few things, you just click on this one. You would add it to your list, and then you would type in the code there. So the code is the last few digits here. Okay, so it's lowercase w-n, uppercase x, uppercase r, lowercase m, okay? So you would just take that, you would add it to the list, then let me exit out of here, okay? And that would take you to this, okay? And at this point, you would need to select a module, and then this pops up, okay? So there's a few different things. Body orientation, there's quite a few on here. It's not related to Chapter 1 or Unit 1 in our lab manual, so there's a lot of overlapping on here. But to break it down, go to the topic view, and then this breaks the different things down. This is first handful of those are all going to be associated with organ systems. Or, I'm sorry, not organ systems, but different Unit 1 things. So you click on here, and then this opens up a few other things. So if you want to look at your anatomical position, which is something that you're going to need to know, this is the anatomical position. We also have prone and supine. The anatomical position is defined down here. If you want to look at what prone is, okay, this is when you're laying face down. Gives you what the definition, supine on this one as well. And then if you want to do something else, well, I just did that one, I'm sorry. There's different planes. So there's a mid-sagittal plane. Let's get rid of that check mark, okay? So if we do a mid-sagittal, it shows you from, this is an AP view. A stands for anterior, P stands for posterior. So I am looking anterior to posterior, okay? If I was looking from back to front, so if you were standing in front of me and I was looking at the back of your head, that would be a P to A view, posterior to anterior. The picture over on this side is going to be a lateral view because I'm looking at you from the side. And this is the plane that's going to be associated with this one. So the coronal plane divides the body into front and back, or anterior and posterior. If you want to look at mid-sagittal, now this is cutting your body into left and right sides. Now there's a sagittal plane and then there's a mid-sagittal plane. The mid-sagittal is also known as median, and mid-sagittal is where your body is equally divided to right and left sides. You could have a sagittal plane or parasagittal, which would be this one, and it also divides left and right sides, but on unequal amounts on each side. Okay? So this is a really good tool that I want you to get used to. It will show you quite a few different things. So let me go back to the things. Let's look at skeletal. That's going to be a big one that we're going to be looking at. So this is under my content, skeletal system. If we're going to do dissection, and let's look at the axial skeleton. Okay, there's an appendicular and an axial. These are alphabetized. As you can see, they're in alphabetical order. You can select topic view. That might be your better way of looking at it when you're looking at this. So we can look at, open this up. You can see your appendicular skeleton and axial skeleton, and it highlights what those are. So here it talks about what the description is. Axial are those. Okay, it'll take a little bit to get used to it. Just play with it. Don't be intimidated by it. Once you go through this, I may set up some quizzes down the road a little bit for you. But in this case, if you want to take the quiz off of this one, you would just then select the topic, the structures that I've indicated. Then if we want structures of the axial skeleton, and click to identify, then your number of questions that you want to do, spinous process, those are going to be the spinous processes. I've got a total of 86 questions. So far, so good. Okay. That's a great way of helping you to prepare for this. Matter of fact, we're looking at the skeletal system right now. That's going to be your first really big quiz in lab. Okay, so just keep that as a warning. There's going to be other quizzes, but this one is usually the one that people realize that there's a lot of information to cover. So with that being said, play with this and get used to it, and I look forward to seeing you on the first day of class. Thank you.